You are talking to nobody.
In the wall.
All right. This fucking thing is on now. This is Entertainment is Dead. I'm saying this for the third fucking time. The shit is working now. I have Tom Vance here talking to our friend Patrick from Through Being Cool. Through Being Cool again. Let's talk about it. For the second fucking time.
Lads, you would be the worst voiceover recorder ever.
Nope. To the point. I dig it. I'll try to keep it just as concise. So Through Being Cool is pretty much two former roommates who have pretty much worn out their welcome with everybody but each other, and all we do is bounce the worst what if scenarios. Occasionally we'll half-ass read a news story and talk about it. It's pretty much just two guys whose girlfriends are sick of talking to them and they don't have any friends but each other.
I like it. That's an awesome premise.
To give you guys an idea of the kind of comedy that you'll hear on their show, I'd like to...
That's such a loose definition.
So something they said on their show, I went to my girlfriend, I'm like, you have to hear this, it's so funny. They were talking about, what was it? They make so many dick jokes, or what was it? So many fart jokes you can shake a dick at or something like that.
Or fart jokes than you can shake a dick at.
That's what it is. And she's like, yeah, that's not funny. And I'm like,
it's
pretty funny.
There's been so many times where I've tried to talk to Emily about something on the show, and she'll just ask me, "Did you call Nick first?" So,
did you make sure Nick was aware that this is happening? Because if so, yeah. I might be involved. I might be okay.
I also have to reiterate the fact that Tom and Patrick look like they're related. They both like Captain America. They both have generously large beards, and Tom must be the older one because his hair's a little bit further back.
I'm looking at myself.
Man, I'm wearing a hat. Check this out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you guys totally are brothers. Look at that.
Yeah, man.
So
brothers in arms, hairlines in retreat.
So Tom's mom had sex with Patrick's dad, and then they shipped the baby off. They put you in the river and shipped you off to Mississippi because that makes so much sense.
Given my dad's previous behavior, I can't deny that's a true thing you said.
And the river definitely flows that way, and there's one that would connect to where you're at. Anyways, so tell us a little bit about what you do, how you game and stuff, Patrick, and what kind of games you play.
I'm kind of afraid I'm going to be the odd man out on this. I spend a lot of time playing the NHL hockey franchise from EA. I know it's real popular to hate on EA, and I'm with you. They're not the best company in the world, but as far as any kind of hockey simulator, whatever you want to call it, they're pretty top notch with it. I spend a lot of time playing that. Spent a lot of time playing The Witcher lately, and I've been really, really into Rocket League just because
it's so good.
FIFA's not out yet, so I've got to find something to scratch that itch. I've been begrudgingly playing Batman, which I'm sure you guys have covered at length. I know you guys talked about it a little bit last time, didn't you?
It's probably one of the recurring themes. There's games that we'll just talk about all the time, so it's probably up there.
So I actually the way I got my PlayStation 4, I held out and got the Batman edition. I didn't get the super special edition that basically was just a different colored PlayStation. I just got the one that came with Batman. And I immediately gave it to Tom just because I was going to crank out The Last of Us, which has taken me a month and a half. Anyways, so Tom played it, and he's grumpy about it and has quit playing it. And then I think Randall finished it, right?
Oh, yeah, he finished it hard.
Okay. Yeah, that sounded great. It's Friday night or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he finished it like it was Friday night. I don't know what that means, but that's what happened. So,
hey, man, just go with it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, yeah, we don't really have a lot of sports players on the show, but that's okay. We'll take you anyway. We like your show.
I used to play the shit out of FIFA.
Yeah, dude. You got to pick what time you
good.
play, though, because with the time zone difference, if you start playing at noon, you're playing Europe at 6. Don't even get on.
Really?
Yeah, don't even bother. That's like the MLS versus Premier League. It's just bad.
Even in the fucking game? They're really even that much better in the game, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that's all they do.
It's nuts.
That's
It's their
all they
Madden.
do. Yeah. You know, in America we have a plethora of sports that we can enjoy. Europe doesn't have that much. They have cricket, which is they don't even like it. They're like, yeah, it's a filler. And then they have FIFA, you know. And then they have soccer, and they're like, yeah, we love
rugby.
soccer. Yeah, that's more of Australia, but yeah, they watch it. I mean, they're into it. But I mean, car racing and soccer. That's Europe. They love their rally, which I agree. Dude, rally's amazing. So.
All right.
Anyway, moving on.
Woo. Yeah, I think I don't know that anybody on here has spent a lot of time with The Witcher. I have it. I've let Arthur borrow it. I don't think he played a lot of it. And then Randall bought it, I think. Didn't he have problems on day one? I can't remember.
With which game? What were we talking about?
Witcher.
He did. His disc was like spinning off center.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about.
And that was on Xbox One, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he had to get it replaced a couple of times. And I think he finally moved it to a digital. Like he ended up just getting a digital code, and he was fine after that.
Yeah, because I played on PS4 with no problem at all first day.
How the hell does someone like mass produce something? I've never heard of that happening before.
I wonder if like just like a batch of the discs were maybe like weighted weird or something. Because he said it was getting that deep ring.
Man.
Say what?
It's 2015. Buy your game digitally. What the Are you serious?
We've been making CDs for how long?
Jeez Louise, it's 20. Dude, get on the boat, dude.
So for this road trip my wife and I just went on, we had to we were going to be driving through some areas that don't have real good cell coverage. So we were like, oh, we should go buy some burnable discs and make some MP3 discs for the road trip. And
because you wanted to revisit 2001?
Dude, it was fucking weird. Like, so I'm at Staples with a stack of like 10 burnable CDs, and it was like $7, watching a lady argue with the rep at the counter over the cost of hand sanitizer, listening to Alanis Morissette.
Which Alanis Morissette? Like Jagged Little Pill or the later ones?
No, like 1990s, like Jagged Little Pill. It took me back,
good
man.
album.
It was
solid album.
It was a good album. I used to.
Was it ironic that you were listening to that in there?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. All right, just checking.
Nothing to do with video games.
That's fine.
I feel responsible for that. I'm sorry.
Sometimes we must go through these journeys to be able to play video games. It's like the reward at the end of all of our hard work. You and the hand sanitizer lady, me and McDonald's, you know. It is what it is.
Lance doesn't know this, but I'm telling you now. So I found a tool that allows me to do scrolling text during our podcast across the middle.
Nice.
So as Lance says awesome key phrases, or I feel like trolling him, I'm just changing it. So
I feel like you're poking a bear, man.
I thought he was going to say something along the lines of, Lance doesn't know it yet, but I shit in the bathroom at work, and he's going to be the first one to walk into it. Because that's happened.
Oh, it has.
It's fucking awesome.
You left a grumper?
So, the worst part about it is like when I do it, I just do it quietly and go back about my business. Lance like tweets a picture of a Kraken and like announces it to everybody.
That was pretty epic. Like I mean, it was pretty amazing shit. Like I had to tell somebody about it. It was like if a Godzilla appeared in the toilet.
Yeah, but if you leave like a poop in a toilet for like a long time, it just starts to look like something not poop-like. It gets like weird, like hair things going off the edge, and it's just.
I don't think I've ever left a poop in the toilet that long, but that's good to know.
You're looking in the wrong toilets, man.
Yeah. Apparently I have.
Apparently not your own, but.
So I'm gonna try to re-rail us. I've never played an NHL game by EA. I've played, I think I played a game on Genesis that was a hockey game. It was probably the last hockey game I played.
NHL 94?
Probably.
It was a good game, too. Remember Blades of Glory?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Everybody
2K had the
System
rights
Fight.
for a while. And they did a really good job. Yeah, they did a really, really good job with it. And then EA did what they do and just bought out the rights to it.
Well, and the reason that happened was I remember when NBA Live was still a big deal. And then NBA 2K, it was 2K10 came out for $19.99. And they released it the same day that NBA Live of that year came out. And it was a third of the price. And so, of course, NBA 2K outsold EA by... I mean, literally, we were selling 10 copies at a time of 2K10, and nobody was buying NBA Live. And
there was a year that NBA Live sat it out entirely, wasn't there?
That was a few years down the road. I think they just barely started remaking it a year or two ago.
Yeah.
But like the year after that happened is when EA got like exclusive rights to Madden, exclusive rights, and they just started buying up the licenses.
Yep.
As soon as they did that shit. So I mean, 2K did kind of poke the bear a little bit on that.
Mm-hmm. They totally did. Oh man. I do remember Wayne Gretzky hockey was really, really fun. I like hockey. A bunch of my family actually plays hockey, and I've always wanted to go join them. But there's like this barrier to entry to get into hockey. It's like you must spend $400 to get.
Oh yeah.
It's ridiculous. So if it wasn't so expensive, I would be playing hockey and I'd be sacking people. So I don't know if that's the correct term for hockey.
I would be giving them the sack. That's what they say, right?
Something like that. But I can roller skate really well.
What?
I can actually. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say you'd be starching fools against the boards, man.
I can actually. Sorry, go ahead. Keep going.
I was gonna say it's like watching a bear maul a kid, but go ahead.
kind of is because I can roller skate really well. I can ice skate, and I weigh 270 pounds. So yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
He's like,
I'm so upset about the whole Sweaty Charles thing, man. If I had known you were breaking 270, I wouldn't have said a word.
Yeah.
No, he is the Sweaty Charles.
How tall are you?
6'2".
Yep, shouldn't have done what I did. I'm
Big
like
boy.
5'9", 168.
So on the hockey term, let's talk. So give me a rundown of the game. Does it have like a dynasty style mode, like a season mode? Does it have custom rosters? What's the draw?
I mean, at this point, all NHL does is, or the EA does, is microtransactions. Whether that be through the hockey ultimate team that you play, you create kind of like live fantasy that you play. Like you get a series of players, and then you play against other people online. And how you do in the game, you can get coins to unlock more packs, or you can front cash to do that. That's the most popular version, I guess, section of the game. I usually just jump online and do ranked play, and just you start at 1 and work your way up to 100, I guess, and just play through there.
Do you ever do? I mean, you do. It sounds like you do some sports games. Like I might buy the next FIFA. I actually have FIFA 14 on Xbox, but I might buy it on PlayStation. Is there a time where it's okay to play? Like, do they do any kind of tiers or anything so I can play against people with my same skill level? Or am I?
Yeah, I mean, they do a really. I mean, I'll give them credit for that. They do a really good job of, like, I guess, matchmaking. Where unless you do, I mean, you can even set up the like max differential in your level versus somebody else. Like with NHL, I usually play people within like the same 3 to 5 level range. I mean, you can do anybody and get a game immediately, but you're probably going to get waxed.
Gotcha.
And that's the same for FIFA, has the same setup. I mean, that whole online play for EA is pretty much across all platform or all the games, as far as I know.
See, that's the same problem I had with EA on what was it? Fight Night. I played Fight Night online, and I still bitch about this all the time because it was so fucking broken. Made me grumpy. So,
I think I played that on PS2. Was that one of the last ones they did?
They did. No, they've done them way past then.
Really?
Fight Night Round 2 on PlayStation 2, and I can't remember what else. Fight Night Round 3 was next gen, or was this last gen, and then 4 was on that one as well, and then Champions was, so there was 3 on that system. I played a lot of them. Anyways, so can I talk really quickly about, I want to switch gears for a minute, Tom. I want to talk about Last of Us. I know at least three of us here played through the whole thing. Have you played through it, Patrick?
It's one of those games that I was kind of late to jump on. I didn't get a PlayStation until the PS4 came out, and so much had been said, and I'd read so much, and I heard you guys talk about it, and I know Lucas on the other podcast talked about it a ton. It's one of those things where I just feel like I've already played it, even though I haven't even touched it, just because everyone's so on board about it. So I'm just like, all right, cool. It's a great game. Seems like everybody had fun. That rules, but I don't think I'm ever going to jump in.
Okay. I'm just going to drop some knowledge here because I feel after completing that game, I feel I'm kind of a jaded single player person anyway. Like I don't really fully appreciate a lot of single player games because I feel like everybody borrows everything, and it's not very often that I can play a single player game and be as enthralled as I've been with older games or like movies. I watch a lot of movies, so it's really hard for me to play a game and not think about like, oh yeah, this is totally something I saw in Walking Dead, or oh yeah, I've seen this in this movie or whatever. I'm gonna probably like Tom and I talked about it the other day. Are you even here, Tom?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm
Okay.
here. I'm alive.
I was gonna say Tom and I talked about the fact like the things that we liked out of that game were completely different. Tom, I want you to explain how you felt about the main character. I mean, Patrick, you said you're not gonna play through.
Oh
it.
no, man, feel free. Go ahead. It's been a year or so.
Spoiler alerts for everybody who hasn't played it.
The game ends and essentially like it's really fuzzy as to who the bad guy is, and that's what I liked about it. You know, it's am I the bad guy? Is he the bad guy? Who's the bad guy? Right? I think that was the biggest key to me is at the end in a lot of the situations you were very much the villain, which. You know, I mean, yes, he was doing anything to protect Ellie, but at the same time, when you really look back on the game, there's a lot of instances where you didn't need to kill all the people you killed, but you did.
Uh,
Now, do you mean villain, or could you argue anti-hero?
I would say he's more of an anti-hero. Like,
But
he
he's
was
not
kind
really
of the
painted as that, though.
I think he was. He was, in my opinion, he was painted more like there's a, this is a dirty job kind of thing, and somebody's got to do it kind of thing. That's how I felt about it. But go ahead, Tom. Keep going.
That's all I really felt about it. That's how I really felt about the ending was like, yes, there were instances, like there's a scene early on where you're driving and a bus like blocks the way and there's all these raiders trying to kill you and take your shit. It was right for you to kill them at that point. When the raiders were invading your brother's place that had electricity and food, you were defending yourself. But then there's times when you're going through a city and you just see people and you're like, well, they have guns, I better kill them. And it's just very, very fuzzy. But the narrative is so solid because the narrative convinces you you're right. Like, you were right that whole game. And you even talked about it, the scene in the hospital when you're like, nope, I killed everybody in that operating room. Every single person died. The game convinced you of that. Like, you were so strongly tied to the characters that when they were striking out against you and yours, you were like, nah, I'm killing everybody. Everybody's dying here. And to me, that's what made that game so cool, was that how close you felt to everybody in the game, which was pretty neat.
Vance, what did you think of it?
I've seen it. I haven't played it yet. I've only seen other people play it and whatnot.
Oh, I thought you played through the whole thing.
No, I really wanted to. I talked about it. I talked about buying a PlayStation just for it because I really like Naughty Dog, and I think everything they've done, barring the fighting games for 3DO that they released, those games were really good. The Jack and Daxter games and all that. Actually, that was Crystal Dynamics. I take that back. But from what I saw, I see it from a technical standpoint. The game it's gorgeous. I think they were able to recreate some really cool locations. That's all I have to say about it. I think anything that gets this much publicity should be played. I think everybody should see the Pieta, and I think everybody should go see famous pieces of artwork. And I think this is kind of in that vein. This is a stepping stone in gaming. You should enjoy it when it goes down in the $20 bin or $5 bin or whatever. Buy it. It's a beautiful game, and it's created a huge buzz.
Okay. So
That's all I got for you. Sorry.
no, it's fine. Things that I took out of the game that I appreciate. I'm going to talk about what I appreciated about the game first because it was completely different than what Tom appreciated. I liked the fact that when I was going through a game that took like roughly 9 or 10 hours, Tom?
Yeah.
I was able to not really come across recycled graphics, which says that the team loves their game to me. The team loves their game. They love their game enough not to recycle shit and expect for you to like have your own imagination about it. Like, I mean, there are other games that came out during that time frame. I'm trying to remember what they were called. There was one specifically I remember we were playing at that time, and it was like a post-apocalyptic thing where the dude was looking for his family or something, and they recycled the same fucking car and little tent or like setup thing like 4 or 5 times in a period of like 35 minutes. I'm trying to remember the name of it.
Well, you can point to the biggest offender of that was it was actually a game made locally here that you and I were super stoked for the original Xbox, Advent Rising. Every character model in every city was identical. If you guys remember the old Madden games, like before they had like really dynamic crowds and all the people looked like a cardboard cutout of the same guy doing this. Like
everybody's wearing blue and red sweaters.
Yeah. All those blue and red sweaters were fucking running through the cities of Advent Rising as shit was falling down. It was
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So bad. And like I'm not a technical person when it comes to games. Like I'm very emotionally pulled to them. So if I notice it, it's got to be flagrant.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I can say that I felt like was tedious was, I mean, there's parts of games where I almost want to say like, dude, you guys just put this in the game to make me spend another 20 minutes to extend the life or the time of this game, right? But there wasn't a whole hell of a lot of that. I know Randy would say something like, oh, the clickers were so scary. Like, I don't know. I mean, obviously you haven't played things like Dead Space or, I don't know, Doom 3 or just something that I would find a lot scary. I didn't find anything in that game scary. Obviously it sucks when you get killed a whole shitload of times. I'm not saying that I didn't get killed. I totally did. I got killed a fuck ton. I felt like the action in the game was amazing. It was really, really good, really well played out. I felt like I was playing like something along the lines of a mix between Gears of War and Resident Evil when it came to action that functioned so well. Like imagine how well Resident Evil functioned on the GameCube, because that was like the perfect controller for that game. The things that I didn't really like, this is probably crazy and everybody's going to disagree with me, is I just wasn't into the story as much as everybody else. Like there's so many parts that like I wanted to be more into it. Like I looked up stuff on that first guy that you come across in that city that he has pretty much to himself, Bill. Like Bob or something like that. What was his name?
It's Bill.
Bill. Yeah. Like I wanted to be more involved with the characters in the game. I just couldn't get attached to them. The main character in Ellie, I didn't really mesh with her till maybe the end. Like then I kind of got to this point like, fuck it, I'm getting out of here, where things are happening and I end up killing a bunch of people that probably you don't even have to kill in the game, and I'm just like, fuck it, everybody's fucking dying. And that probably was the best emotional attachment I had in the game. I didn't feel like the storyline was like anything revolutionary. It wasn't like I played Heavy Rain. Heavy Rain was amazing, and I know they're not the same kind of title, but at the same time, like you say Stepping Stone, and I don't think people throw out that game as much. There was plenty to say about how good Last of Us was, but at the end of the day, for me, I would say it's probably a B. Would I say it was probably one of the best games that came out of that generation? Absolutely. Would I say that it's probably still one of the best games that came out of even this generation? Yes. But is it going to find a home in my top 3 or 4? No, probably not.
That's so crazy to me.
So it seems like you appreciated more of like the technical and gameplay aspects, whereas Thomas appreciated more like the emotional ties to everything that was going on.
Yeah, I just couldn't get into it. I don't know why. Maybe it was like timing. And this is going to be crazy, but I would go ahead and say like Arkham City I liked more than I liked that game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why
different strokes, bro.
Huh?
Different strokes for different folks. That's why there's movies like Jaws and then Sharknado.
Yeah.
I think we come to games for different reasons, and I think like, yeah, I mean it would be the same as, I don't know, one of my friends was so pissed at me for saying that it wasn't like one of the best games I ever played. I'm like, look, dude, do you go to like, if I told you that Apollo Burger was the best, the best hamburger you could get, wouldn't you disagree with me? And he said yes, and I don't know. It's just
I would disagree because that is clearly the busy bee done.
I got news. If you think Apollo Burger is the best burger ever, you haven't had a good burger yet.
I don't think it's the best. The Habit is the best burger in Salt Lake.
No, the Habit's good, but it's not as good as Tommy Burger. Wait till we get a Tommy Chili Burger in Salt Lake, dude.
I'll have to check that out. Anyways, now I want a hamburger. Okay, so anything else you guys want to add to that? I kind of feel like I took 20 minutes talking about that.
Yeah. Well, the chat. I was gonna say the chat room's blowing up. Dylan King 23. The longer that game went on, the more and more I got attached to Ellie, like Joel does. My favorite scene in that game is the dialogue between Joel and Ellie in the ranch house.
Yep.
I don't know what that means, but
yeah, that was good. I really liked that part. I liked part of that story, like the parts that unfold with that character that he's talking about. I liked part of that. The other part of that with the cannibalism stuff, I'm just like, oh, come on.
Well, that seems like a real trope in like the trying to think, like, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for?
Walking Dead.
Yeah, like when the world's gone to shit, so we better make sure that some people are going to kill everybody, and then we got to make sure that some people eat people. It just seems like everything I've heard about the game from everybody seems like they had like a checklist of like post-apocalyptic / zombie things. Let's knock them out, and then they just kind of built a game around that. Yeah, well, and I've never played it, so this is me being presumptuous.
Well, in game design, okay, so like when you're designing like a room, let's say you're gonna do like an infirmary, there's obvious certain things that people are gonna expect, and as a game designer, as an environment designer, those things have to be there. If you go into an infirmary and they don't have a first aid on the wall or a defib or any of that stuff, people are gonna walk in that infirmary and go, this is kind of weird. It's the same with yeah. So I think there are certain tropes that go along with it that the game designers go, man, if we don't have that in there, people are going to be like,
At the same time, for like mainstream zombie stuff, like, so I mean, I watch a lot of really bad horror movies, and so I can definitely see the tropes because we see a ton of them. But think about like mainstream, like the first things in my mind to really do a good job of painting those zombie tropes. You've got The Walking Dead and The Last of Us. Like, those to me are like the two big media things that utilize some of those tropes, but they created a lot of them in and of themselves. I mean, I had never heard of a zombie like the Clicker until I had played The Last of Us. So there's a lot of uniqueness there too.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that that the monsters they created were not original. But I don't know. It just didn't really resonate with me. I wasn't scared of anything in the game. I kind of feel like they didn't want to make the zombies too scary. They didn't spend all their time on the zombies, which is fine because like they built a great game. I mean, I just actually went on to find out when everything was released. Looks like their initial release date was in 2013. And then the reason why I was looking this up is because I remember, I think it was season 4 of Walking Dead had was it season 4 that had the all the cannibals in it? I think it was.
I don't know. I checked out real early on that.
So did I. I'm done with it. I'm done with it after like halfway through this last season. I'm like, fuck it. I did the same thing with Sons of Anarchy. I'm like, this is the same shit every week. Tara.
I'm going to say something that I think is going to alienate me and cause me to get a lot of enemies. I think iZombie is more interesting than Walking Dead ever was.
I've actually heard that iZombie is really good. I've never watched it, though.
I haven't seen it. I've been interested in it.
I've never even heard of it.
It's based on the comic book, right? There's a comic book that's being done.
I'm not too familiar with the source material, but I just know that as far as like a show, like it's pretty goofy, but the overall arc is very, very interesting. Whereas I've always felt like with Walking Dead, it was after the first season, at least. I'll give it credit. The first season was incredible, but I mean, it's easy to pick apart when they got to the farmhouse and all that kind of stuff. But it just seemed like the show just fell victim to being like, well, we're not really sure where we're supposed to go yet, so we're just going to hang out in this spot.
What was I think it was the mid-season finale of season 2. That was like one of the high points in that show for me because they spent that full first part of the season building up to a complete letdown. And that was like, I don't know, if you like good television and you're not watching Game of Thrones, you need to. So just to let you know, if you like good acted television, yeah, I don't know if you've gone down that road yet. But.
Well, I mean, Game of Thrones, even in its second season, had a far larger budget than Walking Dead probably ever had. Yeah,
it should have then. I don't understand because they had such a big fall. Isn't it the most watched television show right now? Is Walking Dead followed by Game of Thrones?
It's probably up there, but
I checked out a Walking Dead. I don't know if you remember. There's an episode where I forget her name. She's like Rick's lady. She's just talking about how things need to get back to normal. And every time she says that, if you watch her, she's doing laundry, dishes, or something that would be like a stereotypical housewife thing. And it bummed me out so hard that nobody there was like, hey, maybe we should, I don't know, have her doing something like working on a car or hanging out with Rick instead of doing laundry with the other women.
Yeah, that's fucked up. I didn't think about that. So
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to debate.
But Lori's dead, right? Like she's real dead.
Oh yeah, she's real dead. She's so
good stuff.
Dead.
She's got dead.
She's got all kinds of dead.
Yeah.
Yep. She ain't coming. Yeah. She was a zombie for a minute, and then Carl shot her in the face. It was pretty fucking cool.
I haven't checked out of the book, so I don't even know.
The comics are so good, so good. They're incredible. When did you check out of the comics?
16, volume 16. I bounced out at that one.
Volume 16.
When he had a chance to kill Negan and he pussed out. I'm sorry. Every time Rick has had a chance to do what needs to be done, he's like, nope, can't. And then it always comes back to bite him in the ass.
Yep.
It's like when your friend complains about the girlfriend that just pisses him off but keeps going out with her. I don't have time for that.
Yeah. Sorry, comic book. You make bad decisions.
Yep, we're done here.
I don't know, man, because currently Negan is Negan's raising some shit. It's good stuff.
I don't know. I sold my collection and paid rent for a month, so I'm totally okay with it.
Yeah, dude, that stuff's going, like, you can get, I think issues 90 through 100 are going for like $200 right now.
Holy shit.
Crazy.
If you can get the issues that, the baseball bat pan out or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I have a signed issue 100 from San Diego that I've been hanging on to. I love it. Anyway. What else? Right. What are other topics? We've been mumbling for a while. I don't even know how long.
Yeah, we have.
We've had good conversation. So the last thing I want to talk about tonight, just because I feel like Through Being Cool is kind of a trolly show.
Oh, come on!
Yeah, no, you don't just troll your counterpart all the fucking time. There was, what was it? Do a Tornado. I finally told Tom we had to turn it off because you just kept like you kept like interrupting his story over and over and over, and over again.
I was doing that because Lucas kept asking us, how is Nick ever going to finish the story? So it was a conscious thing.
Oh my god, it like gave me an anxiety attack. I think I was like, fuck.
It's so easy. I've been doing it to him for like 6 years.
I was gonna tell you, I was gonna tweet this at you, but I'll announce it live. So my wife and I just did like a 1,500-mile road trip and did not discuss God once. So it can be done. It can be done.
Dude, I spent 30 years on Earth, and I've talked to Nick about God more in that show than I have with anybody else. I usually just that's a conversation, and I'm just like, nope, I'm good. I just check out. But Nick was all spiritual for 2 weeks, and glad that's over.
Anyway,
he drank the water for 2 weeks, and then he turned the plate over, turned that bucket over. All right, so in the spirit of trolling. I wanted everybody here to share some of their trolling stories. Tom and I were actually talking about this earlier with Arthur. Arthur had a fucking amazing troll.
Oh my god.
What was it? He said it was on PlanetSide 1.
So in PlanetSide, I guess it got to a point where people were so advanced that these guilds of high-level players would get together and just go troll lower-level players. And so Arthur hated them so much that he got like a pilot license so he could fly, which was super rare, gained the trust of the people that are in these like trolling guilds, got on a mission with them to troll them, flew them out into the middle of the ocean and ejected them all out of his plane and flew off. Just because it would take him 20 minutes to swim back to shore.
He is committed to his troll, and my hat is off to Arthur because like I get committed to things like I've been so committed like there was one time that I really wanted Tom to look at this picture of my shit that I took.
Oh my god.
And I took it and I used so here's the thing when
I feel like this is my fault. Like this wouldn't be a conversation if I wasn't sitting at the bottom of the screen.
No, it's fine. No, it's good. So when they first introduced camera phones on to the market, I was like, the only reason you'd have a camera on your phone is
Chicassos. That's what we called them. Chicassos.
Yeah. Take pictures of your shit. So many of my friends would get pictures of my shit. And I was so committed to getting Tom to look at this picture.
So you have to tell that at this point in our friendship, it had been a couple of years, I had started auto-deleting any picture message he sent me, period. It didn't matter
what if it was boobs?
Did not matter. If it was a picture message from
Lance, I don't like that attitude.
It was immediately... I wouldn't even look at it. I would just delete it. Because, back in the day, you'd have the option to hit download or not. I would just delete the download. Nope. Picture message from Lance. Nope. So now, go on, Lance.
So anyways, I built up to this one. I went out of my way and I was like, wow, I just saw the craziest thing. I built up to this whole like train wreck that I apparently
a tracks train had hit somebody and caused a traffic jam. He even showed up to work late to be like, oh, I was late because of this.
I built up to it and he still didn't open it. And so
did I open it? I thought I opened it.
I don't think you ever did. And I told you like later, I was like, I was trying to send you a picture of my poop.
It was
pretty elaborate. That's way
It was
elaborate.
like an elaborate poop picture scheme.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was really committed to my pranks at one point. Not so much anymore. So the game prank that I was gonna tell everybody about that I thought was amazing. There was a point in time where we were playing APB on PS or on PC.
For those that don't know, APB was a car-inspired MMO, like a battle car MMO, right?
No, it was more like Grand Theft Auto MMO.
Okay.
So
for PC.
Yeah, for PC. We had a few friends that were playing it, and we basically got really tired of everybody cheating on that game, and that's a big problem I think in a lot of games on PC specifically, that it's really easy to modify a PC, and if you don't have a really good monitoring system and people don't really monitor their game, it can really just go haywire. And this was a really good example of that game because it was a great game, but so many people were using auto targeting and shit like that. It was fucked up. So me and my buddies got in these big garbage trucks and basically blocked off all the roads. And we were just driving down the road all together, and people would be trying to complete missions and stuff like that, and they would just get ransacked by all of our garbage trucks that were just coming down the road at the same time. We just jammed up all the traffic. It was amazing. I loved it. Total troll. You guys didn't love it as much as I did.
We weren't
Anyways.
there. We weren't there.
It's fine.
I like the idea.
Yeah, just wasting other people's time. That's what I was doing.
Nice.
I don't really have any good troll stories that I can think of. I remember back in the Halo days on the original Xbox playing Halo 2, I remember playing with you and winning and people yelling at us, and then you telling, one guy, it was him and his son, and it was 1 o'clock in the morning. And I remember, the guy was shouting shit at us, oh, hope you guys feel great, you beat a kid, you beat a 10-year-old kid, I hope you feel good about yourselves. And was it you that was why is your 10-year-old son playing, at midnight? You're a bad father, or something.
I called him a bad father.
I called him a bad father. And the dude, logged off. God, I don't...
Do you think he had that, reaffirming moment of, I am a bad father?
Oh, shit. Hopefully it changed his life forever. I don't think it did, but maybe.
Mm-mm.
I can't think of any good trolling stories. Honestly, I don't even really receive hate mail in video games anymore.
Really?
Jimmy does. Jimmy gets hate mail in Street Fighter all the time.
I think it's because you don't play as many competitive games as we do, to be honest.
I play 3 hours a day of Street Fighter, man.
That's right. You do play a lot of Street Fighter.
That's one-on-one competitive. That's all it is.
Yeah, the different kind of Asperger's, man. You're paying 3 hours of Street Fighter.
Maybe not
Did you do
3,
tournaments and stuff?
I've been to some, but I never do very well. I always get my ass kicked. It's the type of game where most of the people that are pros have been playing since Super Turbo, and so they're just idiot savants basically. It's fucking it's brutal, man.
Dude, you should see them communicate with each other. Like guys that are really good at Street Fighter that go to the tournaments and win, they're on a whole different plane of existence.
Like they speak in frame data. They don't speak in like moves. It's like they know they know the animation. It's cool. But I don't like Jimmy doesn't even get trolled. He just gets straight out hate mail online, which is pretty terrible. I can't think of a good troll story. Vance, what do you got? Patrick, you troll people. Do something. Troll
What is that? Who? What?
I just assumed that like when you beat somebody at NHL, like a picture of your dick appears in their
No, man.
their chat
See,
history.
there's allegations. There's things that can happen when such behavior is done. I really don't have anything I've done. I don't play with a mic unless I'm with my friends, and I usually all my friends like you guys who none of my friends here game. All my friends who game either live in other area or zip codes and time zones, so it's kind of hard to get something set up. But there was a few years where I would play Call of Duty online, but I never played with a mic, and I would just receive like the worst messages because I couldn't hear them, and they know that I had them muted. I would just get, of course, the usual homophobic slander and all that kind of stuff, and then I would just send back things like "I kissed your mom before your dad did," like nothing really mean, just things that they're just like, "What?" I mean, it's just stuff like that. Every now and then, I'll play with the microphone on NHL, and I'll lose it if I'm out shooting someone and then they get like a breakaway. I'll start yelling things, and I don't want to get too far, but I don't know if anyone's been up on what's going on with the Chicago Blackhawks lately with Mr. Patrick Kane.
No, if you're speaking sports to me, I probably
Okay.
don't.
Well, I don't want to change the tone of the show, but he's
That's fine.
he's allegedly committed some very terrible things. So when anybody picks the Blackhawks, it's been pretty exciting for me online.
I just
Nice.
is he like Bill Cosby level of terrible or like
I mean,
Jared of
allegedly,
Subway?
Jared from Subway.
not Jared from Subway. Eat fresh. Mostly just.
he takes that to heart. God damn it.
Yeah, I said that online. I think I bummed Tyson out with that tweet. I don't think he was a big fan of that one. No, well, Patrick Kane is being investigated for rape allegations.
Oh,
so,
Nice.
Ugh.
Oh shit.
Oh, you
No,
play,
yeah.
oh, you play the
That's-
Blackhawks,
well,
huh?
I'm good.
yeah, it's been. Ugh.
Ugh.
So let's keep our fingers crossed. I mean, it is innocent till proven guilty. So
Right.
let's just pray it's just some money hungry whore that's
That's.
like.
I mean, with sports and celebrities, 9 times out of 10 it is. Let's hope it's that 9 times out of 10.
Well, I'm hoping.
Yeah, I hate how you guys are like. Patrick likes to troll, but it's like, what's the golden rule, man? Is it funnier than it is mean? Then it's okay.
That's true.
Oh, dude.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
I troll the shit out of League of Legends. Like whenever I play, like when I get a chance. Like unless it's like a ranked game, I usually won't troll ranked games. I'll troll the shit out of people on regular games. It's just funny. It's just funny to watch people lose their shit over nothing.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I purposely in World of Warcraft, in any game I can, I make a girl, and especially in World of Warcraft, I make the smallest girl I can possibly do. So I do like a blood elf girl or something like that, and I love that. I love the idea of like some inadequate like teenager or something who just gets so uncomfortable with the fact that he just got his ass kicked by a little tiny girl. So makes me happy in my heart.
Yeah.
He also-
Even
Is that
though
still
those-
a thing now? Like, or do guys still like refuse to play female characters?
I don't know. I don't really
I
care.
always pick Princess Peach in Mario Kart. She's always been my go-to.
when I was playing World of Warcraft, all my characters were female. I didn't care.
Yeah, whenever I play
should-
Heroes in the Storm, I usually use one of the female characters, the Archer. I don't know her name, but
Oh, who is that?
Is it a night elf?
Talking about Sylvanas.
it
Lady
possibly. I dabble mostly because the people in there are very, very mean.
Dude, welcome to MOBAs, dude. MOBAs are rough. Go
Yeah.
play Dota if you want a good time.
Dude, a kid told me to cut my fingers off and put them in my butt, and he said it just like that. And at first I was like, what a little asshole. But then I was like, I bet that's a cool little kid.
I bet that little kid that would have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, it's just he's like, cut your fingers off, put them in your asshole. And I was like, all right, man. Like,
Well played, kid. Well played.
a strange
What?
request.
That's the
Oh
trick,
man, you would be even better is if you like you got like a fake hand and like could just like put it on YouTube, cut your fingers off, and yeah, that'd be
I learned it from you.
You.
awesome.
I'll tell you what. I watch a lot of troll videos on YouTube and watch a lot of troll streamers and stuff. My favorite is Kosdef, KOSDFF. He's a Xbox troll, PlayStation troll. But he's the team owner. I think he's a team owner for gosh dang it, what's the name of the team? TK, Team Caliber.
Oh, okay.
So he gets on, and it's funny because he trolls the shit out of people. And, you know, he's around pros all day, but some of the videos he makes, the Omegle videos, you need to watch those. Those are funny as shit. Rain Man's really good if you like League of Legends. The Rain Man is really funny. He does some funny ass shit. But you know, trolling is just. Are you really? I mean, I guess it depends up to what level you take it. But dude, if you lose your shit over somebody else giving you a hard time in a lobby or whatever, dude, I kind of think you deserve it, man. I call it growing pains. I mean, you can always leave the lobby, or you know, you can always leave the game and go to another game. But yeah, is trolling really a thing? I don't know.
I mean, most of the times it's a competitive game, and you know, shit talking's, you know, something you do if you're doing anything competitive. It's how it works.
You can still mute everybody. You know,
yeah.
I disagree, because like my thoughts are this: if we were all playing soccer and somebody like fake humped me if I fell over or something like that, you know, like you would do in
oh my god, could you imagine in like Little League soccer if kids teabagged each other when they scored?
You guys obviously didn't play rec league soccer.
I don't think, coach.
I don't know, guys. You get real like huggy kissy when you score a goal in like the 90th minute.
Oh man. So I actually coach my 6-year-old's league, and I mean they don't do anything like that. None of them are rude, but like, dude, they one of them that's like he's a 7-year-old. Like, straight up kicked the ball as hard as he fucking could and just hit this kid square in the face on Saturday. And you could, like, hear it. And it was bad. So I can only imagine, like, there's going to be insults at some point or another. Like, it's going to be...
The fleshy thud of defeat.
It's 11:20.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
that must be nice. Must be real nice for you guys.
How's it feel to be in the future? Is that cool? Like,
I mean, less hair. You got that look forward to, Thomas.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Pretty excited to be part of that future.
That's all right, man.
Save money on hair gel.
What did Thomas's hair say to his scalp?
See you later.
Retreat.
That's all right, man. My hairline's the back of my neck, so it's not really a big deal.
Oh,
happens to the best of us.
My barber charges me double, man.
Is it so he can glue the toupee on, or what's the?
Oh, jeez.
So his wife can stroke it in the back.
Wow.
I don't know how to respond to that because I don't know the barber, so I really don't care. Like, it's his problem, I guess.
Oh man. Anyways, so Patrick.
Yes.
Tell everybody, tell all the people where they can find your show.
You can find our show on Twitter at TBCoolPodcast. You can follow us on Instagram at ThroughBeingCoolPodcast. Episodes go up every Monday or Tuesday, depending on how busy I am. But we try to get a show done every week, and it's been picking up steam. And we really have you guys to thank for a lot of that. So you guys have been spreading the word. I noticed that a lot of our Twitter followers are all out of Utah. So thanks for that.
You're welcome. Also, guys, be sure to check it out. We are less than 30 days away from our lupus fundraiser. September 18th and 19th at Newmont University. You can follow us here. We'll be streaming it 24/7. We've confirmed a bunch of sponsors. XSplit, Salt Lake Comic Con, Reign of Bullets, which just came out on Steam. Oh my gosh, Larry H. Miller Group of Companies. There's a candy shop doing stuff for us. I can't remember their name right now. So there's a huge list of people. But check it out. One of the big events we have set up right now, Hello Sweetie Podcast versus Big Shiny Robot. Jimmy from BSR versus Danielle, who's been on our show before, of Hello Sweetie, in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. The ultimate grudge match. So check it out. It's going to be good. The shit talking's already started on Twitter. It's going to be epic.
Nice.
Is she game?
She does. She games. And she wanted to play Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So it's going to be a throwdown. Pretty excited.
It should be interesting.
It'll be an interesting night. Sounds like we'll be doing some StarCraft with Lucas. all kinds of stuff. But it sounds like we'll have 5 or 6 simultaneous streams running, so check it out. Lots of video games and stuff and things.
I am definitely going to jump in on that. That's great.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
The only downside is what's it called? Battlefront won't be out.
I know.
When we go to
Oh man, I can't wait.
It's gonna be so good. Like I
hope.
I am not a Star Wars person per se.
Ugh.
And then I saw the Rebel run around the corner and get force choked and went, yep. Yep.
Might have to check that out.
Then that Vader version of the PS4 looks so sick.
Oh,
Did you guys see that?
No.
I haven't seen it.
It's black. It's got Vader like across the top, and then the controller is like red, white, and black. It looks super sick. Super sick.
Okay, so those mock-ups that leaked earlier with like the Stormtrooper helm and the Boba Fett, those were all fake, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like a standard black, but it's got like a embossed Vader on it. It's pretty baller looking. So yeah, go check those out too.
Yes, man. I'm gonna play it on PC, so hopefully there's people.
All right.
I'll buy it on PC on a summer sale for like $2 and play with you in the future.
And then you'll never touch your PlayStation again.
That's not true.
Mm.
All right. Well, good night.
All right.
Good night,
everybody.
Good night.
I don't know how to turn
Thank you guys for having me. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
It was a lot of fun.